guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We are going to be doing calligraphy. In case you are unaware of what calligraphy is an ancient art form that originated in China and is a staple to many societies today. For this video, I'm going to be using the foundational hand alphabet as my guide, but I know that there are a lot of different calligraphy alphabets, but that is the one I'm going to be following. Also, I know that there are a lot of different calligraphy pens to use, but I'm going to be using a 5.0 millimeter pen. This may be a little thicker than usual. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to be going through many of the letters of the alphabet with a certain calligraphy alphabet that I found from my calligraphy book that came with my set. Please note that I know that there are many different styles of calligraphy, and this does not encompass all of the types of amazing calligraphy out there. I'm just trying out a certain type of calligraphy. So currently I'm using my calligraphy pen to draw an R. And obviously these are all of my first attempts at these letters, so I'm just going through the alphabet to see what my skills are right now. And later on, I may make a 1-month update video where I show you how my skills have improved with a month worth of practice. After drawing a few of these letters, and as you can see with the last one, my letters look very inconsistent and they do not look very stylistic. And that's why I suggest that you should always try to move your calligraphy pen in the position to get the thick and thin lines. Because in one position, the lines can be very thick, but in another position, they can be very thin. And that changes the style completely of what you are trying to convey with your calligraphy. I noticed that throughout this video, I tended to stay on the more thicker side of the calligraphy pen, and I am going to be working on that throughout the rest of this video, just to see if I can try to get those different effects with one pen stroke. So currently I am going to be using my pen to make the W, and for me this was the best letter, I think personally, that I made throughout the video. And I noticed that it took me a couple of tries to make this one of the better letters that I drew throughout this process, and I really think that that indicates that practice makes perfect. You really can't perfect something unless if you try. And I really like how I varied the thickness and thinness of the lines, and I tried not to pick up my calligraphy pen as much, and I think that really helped me to make my lines more consistent. Now I am also drawing an E, and E's were a little bit hard for me during this process because I didn't get the varied thickness and thinness of the lines I wanted, and as I mentioned before, this was a common struggle for me throughout this video. Now I'm making a G, and personally this is my least favorite because I didn't vary the thickness a lot. I lifted up my calligraphy pen too much and the lines are very inconsistent. Now I'm making an I with my calligraphy pen, and personally I think this is one of the mediocre ones. I didn't like it that it was very just one type of thickness. I wanted to vary it a little bit, and that is something I want to work on. So I am now making a K, and personally I like this one because I took my time, but as you can see there are still some inconsistencies, and that is what comes with trying something for the first time. You aren't going to get it on the first try. For this M I'm making, I actually really like it because I took my time. There is a varied thickness in the lines. I didn't lift up my calligraphy pen too much, and surprisingly, I didn't use guidelines and my M still turned out very even. After trying calligraphy for the first time, I know I'm not an expert, but I do have some advice when trying for the first time. I think that it is good to have sort of measurements of lines of where your top and bottom are going to be, so maybe measure out with a ruler, because the length was very inconsistent of some of my letters. Some of my letters were very long, while others were very short. And I'm showing you this S to just show that it takes a lot of practice. This did not come out how I expected, but this just emphasizes practice will make you improve. This U that I'm making shows how using guidelines, for me at least, is important, because the bottom of my calligraphy is very inconsistent. The one part of the U is higher than the other part, and that just does not look consistent and very stylistic. And here is me doing the W again, and I really am loving the W, how it has come out. I love the varied thickness of the lines and the evenness of all of the lines. This X is an example of my final tip, which is always try to plan things out. This was a last-minute attempt to try to get in one more letter, and honestly, it was not effective. I really rushed and I did not plan it out through, which is why I suggest to always plan out what you are going to do before you do it. Now with this Y, I really like the top half of the Y, but as I got down to the bottom, it became very inconsistent, which is why I suggest to always try to stay consistent with what you are drawing the whole way through. You can't start one way and then finish another way, because it won't look cohesive. And I like my second attempt with this Y better because I really tried to make it more consistent with the way I was positioning my calligraphy pen. Now to finish off me trying calligraphy for the first time, I'm making a Z, and I want you guys to put in the comment section down below what you think I should improve on. I know that we all aren't professional calligraphers, but I think it is important to realize what went wrong so you can improve later on. To recap what I learned after I tried calligraphy, I suggest you use guidelines to make your drawings more even. I suggest you practice more than once because it will help you perfect your drawings. I suggest that you be prepared to make mistakes because you will, especially if you're a beginner like me. I also suggest that you try to vary the thickness of your lines because that creates the style of calligraphy. And finally, go slow and steady because that is the only way you will be able to perfect your drawings. Alright guys, I think I have tried enough letters for today, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay tuned for an update video of my skills after 1 month, and I love your support, and continue to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked this video, and also ring that bell to get the notifications whenever I post, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you!